So Trump has now rolled back Biden's ban. No, Biden's. Well, Trump has banned trans people in the military. Trump has revoked Biden's order allowing transgender troops in a bid to rid the DEI of the military. Now, I don't think the military has thousands of trans people in it, but this is probably more ceremonial. But there was no reason, and Kristen can speak to this, there's really no reason that trans people on puberty blockers and all sorts of other medicine should have been given a preferential treatment over any other soldier who might have been on SSRIs or other types of medicine. You had a take about this before we went live. I want to kind of defer to you since you're the only one of us that actually served.
Yeah, well, I think my shirt is better. It says, "My rights don't end where your feelings begin."
Yeah, yeah.
So I just want to first preface this is I have a gay brother. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care. But being trans is known as gender dysphoria. And if you're an adult, you made that decision, whatever. But the problem is when I went in after 9/11. I was in during Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Yeah.
And when you're on active duty, especially,
a far better time, by the way.
Yeah. If you were on any sort of mental health medication like SSRIs or even any medications that affected your ability to be deployable, because when you're in the military, that's all that matters. Are you deployable? So it is not in any way derogatory to the transgender community to say cross-gender hormones have the science behind them that they make you weaker, disrupt mood. I mean, let's be serious. What are you going to do with a transgender male to female that has to dilate out in theater?
Ugh.
Massive, I'm being serious, massive infections occur from the dilation process.
I could just imagine the med kit. I need a med kit, motherfucker. Yeah. We need a dilator here immediately. Hurry up. I'm closing in. Help me. No.
Why are you?
I'm bleeding out.
Oh, the mental picture is bad enough.
What's going on?
I'm blowing up everywhere.
Why are you sitting on your canteen? No, but I mean, seriously, and it causes bone loss and it's just so many issues. And when it comes to wartime theater, you have to be able to help the man next to you out in a field or whatever. No matter what kind of job you have, everyone has a different deployment job. And again, I am for this because it's too far gone. And these ads I've seen on TikTok of these people in eyeshadow, but pick a gender, first of all. Pick a gender.
Yeah.
If the amount of treatment you have to go through, especially just, getting breast implants or gender reassignment, that's another thing too. I don't want my tax dollars, my extorted income to pay for elective surgery. This is elective surgery.
Yeah.
Enemy, 3:00. Wait, hold on. I gotta open up my bonus hole immediately. I can't go forward without the bonus hole being stretched open. Give me the stretcher. I need the stretchers. 10-4, sir, ma'am. No, you smelled me, sir. How dare you
Kristen drinks. Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. By the way, you can follow Kristen over on X at Kristen Meghan. Just like her name.
Plug it up immediately.
You can also unfollow
Luke
at Luke VR Change. Yeah, I mean, I think
I need a wine sponsor at this point.
Yeah, I think that obviously the trans stuff in the military, good, smart, just good, practical, biological sense and psychological sense. The other DEI stuff that I'm more worried about in the military also needs to get fixed. We need to recruit white guys again, please. We need to make white guys want to be we need to make being in the military cool again. What happened to jet skiing over an explosion into a pile of money? Those are the old ads that I used to see when I was in high school. Now it's oh, I was the first tri-gender Native American indigenous person of color in my family to go to the Navy. Go Navy, sign up today. It's nobody cares about that.
Listen to how ridiculous this is. When I was in, there were certain regulations for how much tattoos could cover legs and arms. So there's people who would try to come into the military and they're sorry, you've got too many tattoos. But then you can have people come in who don't understand. They have a mental health issue where they don't understand what gender they want to assign with. There's gender confusion, which, by the way, true gender dysphoria starts in childhood.
Mhm.
It's just, to me, I see the hypocrisy. I mean, the regulations have changed so much, but this DEI crap, we have to pay attention to detail, and it's becoming soft. And when you do that, the good people that want to, people go into the military for 3 reasons. There's sociopaths that want to kill people. 2, it was jail or military. Or 3, you really think that the military fights for your freedom, even though now they're an irrational offense. You don't let the good people come in because they don't want to be part of this woke culture with forced things put into your body. None of that. So hopefully now the demographics going to change. And what I'm worried about is, how does this change? I shouldn't say worry, but remember Trump said these people that refuse the thing, they are now can be reinstated.
With full back pay too, which is an extra level that he didn't have to do, that I'm really happy he did do.
Yeah, that's big.
You could say the same thing about the police force. Like, there's a reason we have so many crappy cops and pilots. Like, my wife's a pilot. Anytime I get to mention that, I do. Like, a lot of pilots retired rather than taking the jab. A lot. And guess what? Sadly, they were all old white guys for the most part. And they had thousands of hours of perfect flights, and they didn't want to take the jab. There were people in the military that didn't want to take the jab. There were policemen that didn't want to take the jab. And what did they do? They said, I can go make 50 grand a year working in an Amazon warehouse where I don't have to get that or whatever. And they left law enforcement. So getting rid of, like, also having Trump in office is going to help enrollment, because people are going to be like, oh, I'm probably not going to go to some stupid foreign war. Having a culture of peace again, non-interventionalism, and I think that's going to be good for our military. No DEI nonsense. No, like, Sergeant Puppers wearing the dog ball gag mask. No General Miley talking about white rage. Like, this stuff has to get, like, taken out at the root in the military, in the police force. And I think suddenly you'll start to see a little better policing. And I don't know about the military because I don't see it every day, but policing I do see every day. I would suspect you will see, higher quality officers be more interested in policing now that they don't have to get the jab, or that they don't have to worry about, respecting people's pronouns or whatever the case is. Maybe we can have less. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when I was in DC, I was standing in, I literally got frostbite. I was standing in line for 3 hours to get into a ball. And at the same time, there was a line next to us, and it was the commander-in-chief ball.
Was it the deplorable?
No, it was a transgender ball.
I went to that one in 2006, in 2016.
But I was in line next to all these military people, which, being a military whistleblower, I'm like, oh, gives me the shakes.
Yeah.
But they were all in line. And of course, I was going down the line. And I said, hey, off the record, like, what's the climate? They're like, oh, man, we are so pumped. Like, make the military great again. I didn't find one person. Well, first of all, everyone that was there wanted to be there. But these were thousands of military people from all different branches that were so excited to get back to, like, an actual proper culture in the military.
Yeah, I think once we change the mission of the military and make it something that actually does good in the world, people will naturally sign up. But as far as, like, white people, they're not having babies. We're being depopulated, and there's not enough. They're just not around. So, the future of the United States is that, and we got to realize that as well.
I was going to add, Jack Decker super chatted this, but I happen to know a lot of people that join the military too for college money, for financial reasons, tuition assistance. The what is it called? The
GI Bill.
GI Bill. Yeah. A lot of people joined because they didn't have other financial. It was like their best financial options. I also grew up. I graduated high school in the year 2000, so a lot of my friends went after. So did I. September. Yeah. So most of my friends were either going for GI Bill or they were going to get Towleys. And a lot of them, I remember famously, one of my friends had me try and break his arm in a car door because he was chickening out, like, at the last second. He didn't want to get deployed. That was a wild night. But anyway, that never happened.
No, go on. No.
Yeah. He ended up chickening. I was going to do it too. I was like, okay, I'll put it in the car door, and I was going to.
Jeremy's like, I get to break a person. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. And he's like,
Luke asked me to put his junk in the car door. He couldn't afford the surgery.
He's into it. Yeah. Well, I thought something was amiss from the jacket. The jacket's very loud for Luke, and
You never heard me before? You think I'm a quiet?
It's very fitting. Yeah, it's
Thank you.
the jacket is very fitting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he rolls back more of the military, like military DEI nonsense. I suspect a lot of it will just happen as a kind of a symptom or a byproduct of other sweeping changes that he makes.
You know what I wonder? How many people have been sitting on some super crazy stories that wanted to whistleblow but didn't want to under that administration?
Oh yeah,
Misappropriation of funds, like deep illegal DEI stuff, or situations where maybe a transgender person in the military caused a greater hazard for others. I say that as a possibility, not to be mean to the community. I'm thinking of situations where people would not want to come forward to be labeled something. You know what I mean? I can see that happening. I really do think there's whistleblowers in the breezeway.